sail to Portugal. Yeah, I'm happy.
Hoist the sails and trim the sheets. The ocean rhythm sets the beat. Horizon bound where freedom's found, following life's compass. Captain standing at the helm, the first mate steady, ready now. Explore the seas and chart new dreams. Wind will take our hands. So watch with us on the cut above. The breeze will blow us both along. Adventure bound, let's hoist the sails, sail these seas together.
We are in Portugal and Tony is making his muesli, topping it up because the box is empty after, it lasted a while, didn't it? They got us through the Biscay and for a good while before that, but yeah. The mueslis need topping up.
Yeah, super secret recipe. My father Rao.
Hide the ingredients! Yes, it did come from my parents. They've converted Tony to muesli, parting him from his almost, I don't know how many years you've been eating that for, peanut butter and banana on toast.
Well, I don't know, but if it's nice, I'll have it.
Never thought I'd see the day. So yeah, we're in a fairly industrial port. Oh, it is great. But we are going to go just around the corner to Porto. For a few days because the wind has died. We need the engine sorted out a bit, and then hopefully the engine will be sorted and the wind will come back and we will finish our journey to Gibraltar. But yeah, excited for a few days in Porto. We've heard very good things.
So that's my head just poking up over the side. We decided to tow the dinghy with the outboard engine on. It was only a short distance to Porto, but unfortunately the tow and I ripped off as the glue decided 20 years of life was enough. And upon noticing our dinghy was gone, we had to perform a search and rescue operation, and of course a man overboard drill. Eventually we found and rescued the dinghy just in time because there was a cruise ship that was coming out of the harbour just behind us. And after the unplanned rescue, we finished our journey and anchored in the Porto River just outside the main city.
Mark Twain once wrote that there is no unhappiness like the misery of sighting land again after a cheerful, careless voyage. But the truth was the Biscay hadn't treated us that kindly. We're excited to be on land, eat, sleep, and explore what we had been told was very much a beautiful city. This place is alive. Oh my goodness. Gone from the middle of the ocean to this. We're definitely not in the UK anymore. Things got weird. This, believe it or not, is a bakery. It's got pillars and a library and chandeliers, and it had fancy music, and right down at the bottom there's a tiny little bakery which sold one thing.
We explored the city of Porto well beyond sunset and found somewhere nice to eat to celebrate our Biscay crossing and the journey so far. The next day we were a little anxious to be anchored in the path of dinghies, but it looked like they knew what they were doing.
Unfortunately, the next day started with a literal bang as the boat next to us dragged anchor in the very strong current into our lovely SV Rhythm. No harm was really done, we just couldn't get the boats apart until the current had relaxed a little bit. We made friends, I offered them a cup of tea, and even Rolf the Explorer cat, yes he has Instagram, hopped on board to join us with the fun whilst we all swapped stories waiting to solve the problem. We still have the Norwegian Sky, bless him, boat attached to ours, having dragged anchor. He's gone to check on some work, but he's very kindly left us this cat for the time being. It has just made itself at home on our wet weather gear that we still haven't put away. Napping. I know I'm disturbing your nap, I'm sorry. Can't really sort the boats out at the moment because the current is still ripping. So we've all just made friends instead. Everyone's drags anchor eventually. It will be us one day. So yeah, no damage done. But yeah, it's not the morning we'd had planned. Currently blowing up all the fenders whilst Tony quite quickly, bless him, tries to put the engine back together because yeah, I've got this other boat which he thinks probably fouled at anchor as well when it dragged. So they've got their motor on. It's slightly calmer tide at the moment, but I'm putting all the fenders out and we've got to make a plan. Not our expertise, first time dealing with this. Slightly stressful. Which makes it a bit stressful, so I'm putting out fenders. Our crewmate River is about to put the solar panels on the inside so that they don't get damaged, because it was a bit of a close call earlier. The other boat's got a lovely bow grip, which is lovely but does not make things easy. So yeah, that's currently what we're dealing with.
I put our dodgy engine back together and we managed to get our boats apart with less difficulty than anticipated at slack tide. So it was really that time that I tried to fix our white smoke problem so that we can get moving again. I went to the chandlery and inquired about Beat Marine mechanics, but had no luck. And having left my details at the chandlery, which I never heard back from, I then went to see if I can get a second engine key cut in case ours were to fall overboard. But also had no luck because these are specialist keys that I could only get from the supplier. Today was just not our lucky day, so we went exploring instead.
And we love cities where there's always a surprise around the next corner, and today's was a giant bunny rabbit.
So I just want to speak about the huge amount of white smoke coming out the back of the exhaust from the engine. So it baffled us, me and the crew member that we had at the time. It baffled us for quite a good while. We didn't know why there was white smoke. We investigated quite a lot of the engine bay, but when we pulled into Porto, we had a thorough check, but I took apart the heat exchanger and that had quite a bit of build up and a bit of weed in there, so I cleaned that out, but that didn't solve the problem. What I found out after, there's an anti-siphon vented loop at the back of the heat exchanger, and that had a huge amount of build-up of calcium. I found that out by just crushing the hose, because it's a flexible hose at the back there, and I can feel that I was just dislodging all the calcium that was built up in the hose itself. So I did that for the whole section of the tube, and I turned the engine over, it blasted all the calcium out, and it seemed to solve the problem. So that was good, because we were expecting the worst, and having a whole engine rebuilt, or yeah, something a lot more expensive than just crushing a hose. So that was good.
We are doing some provisioning before we leave Porto. We're going to go and check out tomorrow, and then hopefully make the second leg of our journey to Gibraltar. It's really hot. It's just the two of us. Our crew member went to a techno party last night and is dying in bed. So it's just me and Tony, which is fine. It's really hot today though. Yeah, just fresh fruit and veg and a few of the tinned things. Hopefully we can replace what we used up whilst here, but not heaps. And oat milk. I need more oat milk. I think that's about it. Yeah, keen to get going. We've been here for over a week now. So just he's almost fallen up that step.
Yeah.
Yeah, keen to see somewhere new. Being eaten alive by no-see-ums. Me more than Tony, they seem to prefer me. So I want to stop getting bit now because I'm covered in welts that itch and burn. Oh yeah, Porto has been lovely. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.
I treated Bryony to a bumpy trip back to the boat, where she got pretty soaked as revenge for being cheeky, and then we finally started preparations for setting sail again, leaving Porto to travel onwards towards Gibraltar and further adventure.
Oh no, I'm gonna start sneezing. Keep it in. Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to Tony and Bryony from the future.
We are from the future.
We just wanted to look back on Porto, really. I think, because we never really summarised it, did we? We stuck there for a little while.
Yeah. A good while, really.
12 days, I think.
Yeah. That was mostly because of the engine and
The weather. We
The
didn't have a
weather.
weather window.
no.
But go on, rate Porto as a city out of 10.
What would I rate it as?
And you got to give reasons.
6.
No pressure. 6! Tough man
6.
to please. Tough crowd.
Maybe a 7.
What?
It's really nice.
It's a very pretty
yeah,
city.
picturesque.
Good food.
Yeah, they do have food. Quite nice food.
They do have food. The
Yes.
local restaurants, the ones that aren't tourist
Yeah, the
traps,
local
were
restaurants.
amazing and so cheap.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of tourists. That's why I'd mark
was
it down.
Busy. It was very busy.
Um,
And we were stuck there, which probably always puts a bit of...
yeah, we were.
It could be an
stuck there.
amazing place, but if you're stuck there for longer than you'd want, somehow it quite rapidly.
Yeah, 'cause you
It
seem like,
is.
well, I think we seem like we'd done pretty much everything. Saw the sights.
We sat on quite a few days, really.
Yeah, and then walked around quite a lot.
Good amenities. The anchorage, as you saw, was a challenge. Just because of the current. We had been told, we'd been warned about it before we got there. And obviously anchors
Yeah.
dragged. Not ours, but I mean there was no fault, was there? I was sailing Ramsalt, they're on Instagram.
They
Great
are.
couple, great
Yeah.
Scandi couple.
And the cat.
And the cat also has his own Instagram, Rolf,
Yes,
the explorer.
Rolf.
And gotta love Rolf.
Yes.
He gave the boat a thorough check from head to toe and he jumped aboard in the chaos.
Yeah. But no, it was a good experience. Them crashing into us. But yeah.
It was no fault of their own. It was no issue with their anchoring. It was simply that when the tides changed and the currents changed, it pulled their chain. It just got caught under their anchor and fouled it.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was no problem with their anchoring skills. We had quite a big discussion about how we anchor with them, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were
'Cause
very
they-
much on the same page.
Yeah, and they do it quite a lot as well. So
Yeah, they're very experienced, very experienced.
yeah.
So it happens, and there's no point in being mean about it because it does happen one day. I mean, we were really chilled, weren't we?
We were.
I
Yeah.
I ran
Bryony,
up and I just went, "Good morning." No point in being like, what's going on here?
Yeah, well, we didn't
kind
even
of
really
obvious.
know what happened at the start.
Yeah,
we were
but
both in bed.
Yeah, it was just this bang.
Yeah.
And we were like, what was that?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, and
Yeah. We looked out the window and there was another boat
yeah,
right next to us. Good morning. Yeah, there's no point in causing anyone extra stress when you could see that it was already stressed enough trying to sort it out. So,
yeah,
and then I offered him a cup of tea, which was the most British thing I've probably ever done.
probably.
He laughed at me for that.
Well,
Fair enough.
yeah,
Would you like a cup of tea? You got to be nice because these things happen.
yeah, and I'm sure one day it's going to happen to us.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Not gonna be a good feeling, but it happens. Yeah, it was a good place to stop after the Biscay. Other than you are always concerned that your boat is going to... Actually, it's a good thing they dragged it into us because after it's that really busy thoroughfare bit, isn't it, with all the ferries and big ships and things going through. And because he couldn't feel it dragging, he had no idea because he was up working, did he, until it went bang. So really it's a good thing that he went into us, which weren't going anywhere, and stopped him.
yeah,
Because he could have ended up really hurt.
yeah. But there was no damage done anyway, so
No.
it was fine.
And we made friends and we went
We
out
did.
for drinks and meals
So
after.
yeah, positive experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we stayed there for 12 days. So overall, it did seem quite
It
long.
felt long. But yeah, Porto, Tony gives was around it, average of 6.5. Yeah. Tough crowd.
Bryony's going to release a bonus episode this week.
My first wilderness medicine bonus episode
This week.
this week in a few days' time.
In a few days'
So
time.
that it's not taking up a sailing episode. It's a bonus episode.
So yes, bonus episode coming out this week, which will be on...
Seasickness and dehydration, something we know a lot about.
Yes, we certainly do.
I thought it was quite pertinent after our slightly gross Biscay crossing.
Yeah. So if you're interested, or I don't know,
You don't even have to be interested, just tune in, give it a like, and it's all good, and quit again after that.
or you can just do that. Yeah. Don't even watch it. Just give it a like.
I'm proud of it. I think, there's some bits people think that seasickness is quite simple. The definition and common explanation of it is not wrong, but also not right. And there are some very what's the word I'm looking for? Under-promoted? Under-recognised? Under-recognised? Additional risks of which people have not been informed and most sailors don't know of when it comes to seasickness, and dehydration if you're getting seasick, or other sort of DNV infections, or just in hot climates. Again, it's something that you probably want to be keeping up on. There's some really good options out there for people these days. Don't need to be trained medically for it, so hopefully I'll cover some of those.
Sounds good.
Hopefully it is. And on that note, we'll see you soon.